Hey everybody, it's Lauren DeLisa Coleman with the Inside series here at Filmio, and I'm excited to bring you this next interview. I have the filmmaker here with me now, live, boots on the ground at the festival. I would love to welcome Ahmad, who is the filmmaker behind a film called Touchline, which is very special because it's the first ever, I just want to read it off my notes, the first ever Jordanian film that has been accepted into Tribeca. So congratulations on breaking grounds, I should say. And please give us a synopsis of Touchline.
Well, thank you for having me here in first place. Touchline is actually a short film that is about a 17-year-old Palestinian boy back in 1948 whose dream was to play soccer for the Palestinian national team. And he got the opportunity to play for the national team, but due to the Israeli occupation and the war that happened in Palestine in 1948, he was forced out of his hometown without achieving his dream.
And so this is based on a true story.
This is based on a true story. It's actually based on my grandfather's story.
Just happens to be like that. Tell me why you decided to tell this story and at this time, Ahmad.
Honestly, I felt that people don't really know about Palestine, and I wanted to introduce people about Palestine. And those people who know about Palestine don't necessarily know the story behind what happened to the Palestinian people, what caused this in the first place. So I wanted to introduce not only people to the Palestinian community, but also to the origin of the Palestinian situation, that what we call the Palestinians and Arabs, we call it Nakba, which means literally catastrophe. That we were forced, like in 1948, that a lot of Palestinians were forced out from their villages and cities, and they seeked refuge in other nearby countries or villages. Right. So I couldn't really think about a better story than the story of my own grandfather, who lived and witnessed the Nakba. And it's also the story that I heard directly from him when I was a child. I remember him telling us about how he played soccer until like a late age. I remember I'm his youngest grandchild, and he was like 80, and when I was 7 or 8, and he was playing soccer with us. So he was always active and always telling us his stories, and that he used to play soccer as a kid. And I thought I was really connected to this story, and I wanted to deliver that message to the audience. So I thought that it will be a good story to tell to people.
Very cool. What I'd like to do via Zoom is get deep into the filmmaking process of this. I'd like to talk a little bit more, I guess, top line right now. Mm-hmm. First of all, how does it feel to be, kind of the vehicle for the first ever film from Jordan at this festival? And did you, kind of think about that as you were shooting? Like, I really want to break some barriers with this film, and I want to submit it here and there. Or did it come about just very organically? How did this happen?
So honestly, I'm very honored to be the first Jordanian film to be selected in Tribeca, and I'm happy to represent Jordan and the Jordanian film industry here in Tribeca. I was aiming for the sky, as they say, while shooting the film. I had in mind that I wanted to submit this film to film festivals, and I had it in mind, but also I wanted just to tell a story. So yes, I was planning to be part of film festivals, I would say, but I didn't really think it would make it to Tribeca, to be honest. But I'm honored. I'm happy to be here, and I hope the people would like my film as well.
Now, this is the world premiere?
This is the North America premiere.
The North American, right, yeah. The world. We think of it the world, sorry. So that's just a really great proposition, to be able to just kind of lead the way for other filmmakers there. You were born in this area of the world, correct?
I was born in Kuwait, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then, tell me a little bit about, how long did you live in Kuwait and then move to wherever? Tell me the story.
So back in 1948, that's like way back, my grandfather was forced from Palestine. He went to Lebanon. And then from Lebanon, he got an opportunity to work in Kuwait. So my family is in Kuwait, like back in the 50s, like late 50s. My dad is actually born in Kuwait. My parents were married in Kuwait. I was born in Kuwait, and then in a young age in elementary school, we immigrated here to the States. We lived here for a while. Then my dad didn't get a job, so we went back to Kuwait, and I came here again for college back in 2016.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So your filmmaking, though, career then started here in the United States. Because I was going to ask you, what's the filmmaking scene like in Kuwait or Jordan, whatever, but you don't really, you have ties and roots there, but certainly your adulthood, if you will, has been American. So you really have kind of both cultures. What's that like for you, and how do you maybe think that brought a perspective to this film that would be different from, say, a filmmaker who is born and raised there?
It was absolutely. It was definitely an inspiration for me. This like different background. I have like both cultures. One thing that I really wanted to say, or I always felt that I don't know how home feels. I don't know what's the feeling of a home. In Kuwait, I'm not a Kuwaiti citizen, by the way. I'm a Jordanian American Palestinian citizen. So I was always a foreigner in Kuwait. When I was in Jordan,
a foreigner
in Kuwait.
But wait, you were born there, so why wouldn't you
doesn't
have
work
automatic?
it doesn't work like that
okay.
in the Middle East. It's more complicated. It's not as easy as here. If you were born here, you just take the citizenship. It doesn't work like that in the Middle East. And also, when I went to Jordan, I never lived in Jordan. I would go there for visits. Like I have family in Jordan, so like in the summer breaks, but never really lived there. When I came here, also, I'm a Muslim American Arab Palestinian again, like so I'm like in a minority group of people, so I didn't really think that like here it really feels like home. So I think my background influences me to tell the stories. I think I come from a background that has a lot of stories that are worth of telling that have never been told before. So most of my films are based on true stories. I would like to tell stories of my people from my surrounding. I think they have real interesting stories, and I would like to let the people know and tell the people about these stories.
So then let's talk a little bit about Tribeca, since we're here live together right now. When did you hit the festival? Is today the first day for you, or?
Yeah, I just arrived yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, because it's right at the beginning of the festival. So what are your impressions? Because I don't think that you've probably been here before.
Yeah, it's my first time to Tribeca Film Festival. It's really exciting for me, seeing all these events, all the films. It's great just to network and meet other filmmakers and hear about their films and experiences in filmmaking. I think that's what is important in this industry, just like listening and see the other stories. You would hear people who shot their film in Germany, other people in like the United States, other people in I don't know, the Middle East. So also seeing the different styles, documentary, animation, short films, feature films, all of these things were interesting to me, and it's great to build connections for future work, I guess. So that's one of my plans, to meet people, so we might work together one day.
Why do you think film festivals like this are still important and still persist after, I guess, well, this is the 21st year, I guess, of Tribeca? I mean, I think. It's either 20 or 21. I think it's 21.
The 21st, yeah, I guess. It is important, although like some people would say, oh, everything is online right now. Everyone can like watch films, sing at home. But first of all, the connections, it's a very important thing. It's a big thing also. I think a lot of films maybe don't make it to theaters or online streaming platforms. This is the opportunity for them to show their work and to tell their stories, and then also to meet with other filmmakers to make other stories. But I think it's just like it's a growing thing. So we would start small, then it will get bigger, meeting new people, making more films, making more, telling more stories. So I think it's really important to show the world the stories of that people have.
Very, very cool. I agree with you. What are some of the things that you're excited about either doing or seeing? Like, do you have a special strategy for, the film festival scene, especially since it's the first time, right?
Yeah.
You'll like think about this like in your third one, your fourth one, you'll be like, oh, this is how I do it now, or I just kind of kick back. But the first one for all of us is very like, okay, I have to make sure like, you're running around and trying to kind of figure it out and take advantage of it at the same time. Do you feel like that is what's happening with you right now?
I don't have like a planned strategy, but I'm trying to attend every invitation that I get from Tribeca Film Festival, every event. I try to go there to network, build connections. I want to watch a lot of films. I think Tribeca especially, they make a great job selecting the films. So I'm pretty sure all the films here are like they're all great. So I want to watch the biggest amount of films that I can watch here. So it's not really a strategy. It's just like I'm trying to take advantage of as much as I can of everything. So that's my strategy, I would say.
Do you have any top picks that you want to see?
They are. I actually I've met new people here, so I would like to watch their films. They told me about their films, so I have that imagination about their films, so I want to see it. I'm happy to watch like shorts because that's my category. My film is in that category, or in short films. I want to also watch foreign films. Foreign films is an interesting thing because we're used to watch English speaking films and Hollywood movies or that kind of films, but I want to watch other people's story. The people who don't like have that Hollywood platform to market their films. Like, oh, I'm interested to see what you guys have, what stories you want to tell.
Right. I think that's a good, it is a strategy, and it's a good one, right?
If you see it that way, then it is.
So you're based in DC now, correct?
Yes.
What's the filmmaking community like there? Because no one thinks of really, unless it's maybe some like activist organization,
Exactly.
NGO type of scenario, filmmaking maybe, but not otherwise. So what's it like there for you?
Yeah, I mean, when you say DC, you usually think about politics and government things, but there's actually a film community there. It's not as big as LA or New York, but there are actually a lot of films taking place in Northern Virginia, for example, or in Maryland. I know a lot of my classmates who've been in the Walking Dead movie, for example, or Wonder Woman. They both were shot in Virginia, where I live in the Northern Virginia area, so in the DMV area. So there are films, like big films, Hollywood movies that are taking place in Virginia and Maryland. Also, some of them in DC as well. So there is a film industry there, and it is less competitive than New York and LA, but it's still there.
Well, so that's good that, you always want to have like a support system to a certain extent, and you sound like somebody who really enjoys and appreciates connecting with others. So I just hope that that's, something that you can do there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
To a certain extent, like you said.
It's a bit small, the community there, the film community, and we, most of us know each other, but also, again, there's work, there are a lot of things happening there.
Great. Well, last question for the moment before we do part 2 via Zoom. Did you give yourself any type of congratulations party, gift, anything like that once you got the yes for Tribeca?
Ooh, I remember when I got the call, I went crazy. And they told me not to tell anyone except for family and friends. I was about to do it anyway. And I remember calling my friends, sending them messages hey, I made it to Tribeca. What funny is a lot of my friends are from the Middle East. They don't know what Tribeca is. I was oh, what's that? I was it's one of the biggest film festivals here in the States. I was oh, then congratulations. They don't really know what Tribeca is, but they're just happy that I'm happy.
Well, if you say Robert De Niro, does that help at all?
It might help. Unfortunately, I didn't say that. Now maybe thinking about it, it makes more sense now. Exactly.
Gotta use that in the promo.
Right, but I told my professors. I was the first. I submitted as a short film, a student short film, and I'm also the first film from my university to participate in Tribeca. So I told the film department or in my college.
I love that, and I know that, and I think that's a perfect place to stop because we're going to pick up on that for the next time because you are doing a lot of firsts, and it's very, very important. So I just want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the festival and don't do any more other activities. He was doing a soccer scenario for filmmakers. Okay, so we were talking about this offline, but stay safe. Right, and I look forward to speaking with you over Zoom. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I am Lauren DeLisa Coleman for the Inside series here at Filmio. Thanks for watching.